Hello everyone. Imagine coming across this question in your chemistry exams. How are you going to solve it? It is very easy, believe me. But all you just have to do is click on the plus sign to follow me, share, like and comment. And if you go to my bio, you will see the link that will take you to my YouTube channel where you can see more of these videos. Subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you receive our videos and you also be notified. Now let's quickly go straight to the question. It says in the reaction, calcium carbide is reacting with water to produce calcium hydroxide and acetylene gas, also known as ethane. So what is the mass of solid calcium carbide needed to produce 1000 cm cube of acetylene gas at STP? And we're given their mass numbers and the gram molar volume to be 22,400 cm cube. Alright. Now questions like this, as you have already given the equation, we'll assume it is already balanced. But I always make sure I check if it's balanced. Now you can see on the product side and the reactant side, these are the product side and these are the reactant side. In balancing equation, the number of the product side and the number of the reactant side, so the number of the reactant side, which is the left hand side, and the number of the product side, which is the right hand side, they must be equal. So I have one carbon here, I have two calcium, sorry, this is calcium, Ca is calcium, sorry. I have one calcium here, then only C is carbon. This two means there are two carbons. I have two carbons here, and you can see I have two carbons here. Now these two indicates I'm timesing everything here with 2, and hydrogen already have 2, so 2 times 2 give me 4. So I have 4 hydrogen here. If you come here, I have 2 hydrogen. Now these two outside enclosed in a bracket hydrogen. It means 2 is times hydrogen. So I have 2 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen. So therefore I have 4 hydrogen too. I have 2 oxygen and I have 2 oxygen. Now we can say the equation is balanced already. Now let's move straight to the question. Let me bring down the equation. Bringing down the equation. Calcium carbide is reacting with water to give calcium hydroxide and ethane gas. Now what is our major concern? Calcium carbide and C2H2 acetylene gas, also known as ethane. Now you agree with me that when there's not here, it means there is it means 1 is present. So this is 1 mole. This is 1 mole. But assuming we are making use of water, we'll say it's 2 mole because 2 appears at the front. But now it's 1 mole and it's 1 mole. Now we can say that in 1 mole of a gas, we have 22,400 cm cube. That is the gram molar volume. But we are going to convert this cm cube to dm cube. If we convert 22,400 to cm cube, let's do it at this other side. Let's convert 22,400 to cm cube. So just follow me to the end. You will understand. Divided by 1000. If I will move it 1, 2, 3. So therefore I have 22.4 dm cube. Now what else are we converting there? We're also giving 1000 cm cube. Let's go back and convert it to dm cube. 1000 divided by 1000, it will give us 1 dm cube. Now we can solve. Now let's read this question again and understand where I'm coming from. It says, what is the mass of solid calcium carbide needed to produce 1000 cm cube? So what are we asked to look for? The mass of calcium carbide. The mass of calcium carbide. And remember, the molar mass of calcium carbide is in 1 mole. So therefore we are finding the we'll find the molar mass of calcium carbide. Then we use to form a relationship. So therefore we are going to form a relationship known as mass volume relationship. Just hang with me and you will understand where I'm heading to. Now let's calculate the mass of calcium carbide. Let's come to this side. Say CaC2, right? Now calcium has a mass number of 40 plus carbon has a mass number of 12, but there is a 2. This indicates that we're using 2 to times 12. So we have 40 plus 24. That will give us 64 grams. So there are 64 grams in 1 mole. 1 mole will give 1 mole respectively. Let's leave that aside. Now forming the relationship, 64 grams yields in 1 mole it will yield 22.4 dm cube of acetylene gas. Therefore x gram, we don't know, that is what we are looking for. It's what is the mass of solid calcium carbide. So therefore x gram will yield how many dm cube? 1000 cm cube, no, remember we've already converted it to what, 1 dm cube, because when calculating stiochiometry we make use of dm cube as the standard volume. Now get where I'm coming from. I say, what is the mass of solid calcium carbide needed to produce 1000 cm cube of acetylene gas? Now if 64 grams in 1 mole will give us 22.4 dm cube at STP, therefore the mass that we're looking for, which we don't know, we yield this 1000, which what we're already given, which is 1 dm cube, because we convert it to 1 dm cube. Now when we cross multiply, x will give us what, 64 times 1 divided by 22.4, and when you press your calculator you will get what, 2.86 grams. So if 64 grams will yield 22.4 dm cube, therefore 2.8 grams will yield what, 1 dm cube. So the answer to this question is option B. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, leave it in the comments. Stay tuned.